Welcome back. So when you see the spending, now a lot of us, we don't really think too much of this because they go in, they debate it, then they reduce spending. They say, "Oh, we're saving this over an X amount of time, and here's what we're going to do." And they're talking about raising taxes, but it's $1 trillion. Well, no, it's really not. It's over like 10 or 15 years, which is really nothing. And so when you realize that they're just blowing smoke, that's very real because the spending isn't getting any better. It's actually increasing. And they're spending on non-productive assets. They have hundreds of billions in that proposed legislation that goes to things. Now, don't get me wrong, some of it seems pretty cool, to help moms and kids and daycare, and I don't know, it goes on and on. And some of that I get, but it's non-productive. It's not producing for the nation. It's not producing economic growth. So there's some issues there. You want to have that element, I get it, but there's issues in the spending. Now, they're going to have to raise taxes. If they continue to raise taxes, it destroys everything. It limits your ability even more to survive this inflationary tsunami that's coming. So that spending aspect is there on the heels of, and this is why the world knows it, they know we're blowing it out on this. Take a look. This is just a quick image of the US dollar share of global reserve currencies. You just have to go from left to the right to see that it's in a steady decline and it's not getting any better. Matter of fact, probably a really good way to take a look at it would be this next image here that'll show you where we're at in our reserve currency. If you notice in the middle there on the dip, you'll see 1995. That's where we're at today in reserve currency status. It was after 1995 the euro was created, and here we are. So we're starting to lose the ability to have control in the world, which I already contend is definitely on the fast track. China, Russia, and 2/3 of this world really dislikes America, hypocrisy, hegemony, and they're coming after us. They have been for a long time, and we've been documenting for 5, probably 7 years here. But they know it because the value of our currency is collapsing because it's being inflated, it's being printed, it's being diluted. Take a look at this image to kind of put it in perspective. This is the Bloomberg Dollar Index, and you can see from just those two red lines the nature of the decline of the dollar index. And this is actually really important because it's all FX, it's all currency trading, but the dollar itself is losing tremendous value. And if you're holding on to these things for your savings, for your future, sure, we need currency. We need to pay bills, sometimes you want to pay for it at the store instead of using a chip. But the thing is, it's losing value. So if you're storing currency over time, you're losing value. If you're storing currency for your standard of living for the future, you're losing value. That's where stuff like this is coming in. And don't kid yourself, we're going to see exponential growth. But the most important part about silver and gold, it's tangible. It's yours. Now, what does that mean as far as tangible? We'll take a look at this and you'll see. Let's get back in reality a bit and note that tangible assets, real assets, as opposed to financial conjuring. We are at historic lows relative to financial bubble assets. So when you look all the way to the right, you see the COVID in the red circle there. We are so low on real tangible assets, meaning it's fake asset value. We're paper value. It can be poofed in 2-second value. Tangible assets like commodities would be things like this, and food and cotton and other things. Things like land. These are real tangible assets. There are so many assets. When you hear the word asset, it's not technically an asset because it's on paper and it's just kind of floating. It's a smoke and mirror. Historic lows, which is why you're going to see values like this increasingly grow because the financial system is on the verge of collapse. And the best way to explain it, and why a lot of us are righteously angry, Wall Street's gaining, the top 0.101%'s gaining rich, right? But who or what's happening to we, the people on Main Street? Take a look at this. Wall Street is now 6 times the size of Main Street. And it's rolling over, by the way, the private sector financial assets to our GDP. And you can see where prosperity was when we were way down there at the bottom. And now look at how high we are. Basically, all that means, folks, is they're just printing this currency. They're bailing out the banking system to the tune of mega trillions, but yet it's not filtering down to Main Street. Matter of fact, the opposite. They're using this sham to shut down small businesses because they don't want us to get sick. But yet Wall Street's becoming incredibly wealthy over it. What is it doing to us? It's causing a money supply issue. Take a look. This is our money supply, how much currency they're putting out into the system. As you can see, it's an astronomical growth. But here's the curveball to it. We'll put up this next image now, and you're going to see the aspect of, or the production of that money. That's right. It's completely collapsed. This is known as dead money. Dead money, folks. It means we're not getting production out of it. And then one last thing I want to show you real quick. Look at this disconnect, the green and the red. Bottom line is they're not getting value for what they're printing, folks, because the narrative is censored and we're being billed a big fat lie. Get yourself protected. Until next week, God bless each and every one of you.
The world is at a tipping point. Our fragile food supply is being destroyed by locusts and fires. A global viral pandemic is collapsing the economic supply chain, impacting financial markets all around the world, leaving you and your finances more vulnerable than ever. Now is the time to protect and preserve your assets. Cornerstone Asset Metals is here to help you protect and preserve what you've worked so hard to gain. Whether you have IRAs to protect, 401ks to preserve, or cash in the bank, our asset specialists are here to support you. Call now and we'll send you urgent information regarding changes to the dollar and the challenges to our economy that you need to be prepared for. Learn how easy it is to roll over your current IRA or 401k into a physical precious metals IRA. We can even arrange to have your precious metals stored in a private vault or send it directly to your home. Do not delay. Call 888-747-3309 today. That's 888-747-3309. Invest in precious metals and create security in your future today. Call now.
Unfortunately, this video will be deleted if we post it in its entirety. To enjoy the full version, go to dailyrenegade.com. dailyrenegade.com. Help us fight for freedom of speech. At dailyrenegade.com, you'll be given access to hundreds of hours of priceless content, including documentaries, teachings, and political commentary. Go to dailyrenegade.com and sign up today.